Today I'm reviewing this Gearlight S2000 LED flashlight. I'd like to show you how bright it is, what kind of battery it takes, and then how much it costs. So I'm going to compare the brightness to a couple other lights that I have, and also open the battery compartment and show you guys what type of batteries it takes. One of the cool features of these Gearlights is the on and off button. It has a really great feel to it. And they're protected up here so that way you don't break it off when you're using it. It doesn't get damaged just from everyday use. It has a really great feel to it. I can't attest to its long-term durability, but it does feel like it's well made. So that's pretty interesting. And these Gearlights, they have an adjustable zoom right here. The whole lens just slides forward and backwards. It's pretty interesting the way they do this. Now I think it's a really great design, except for the fact that you're not going to hold this position. If you have a certain position you like to zoom in and with your lens, like I'll shine this behind me. Now, if you like to hold one of these positions and always use a particular one, that's going to be hard to maintain that. I mean, it's really easy to adjust your light, but if you want to keep it there, the light really doesn't lock in place. It's always going to slide, so you put this thing in your car, in your glove box, or just kind of in your gear bag or something. That's going to move, which is really no big deal, but you can see that it's really easy to change. Now, these lights have these grooves right here, and that's just to keep this from rolling. I've kind of been playing with these and I've set it down on my table, and they do roll a little bit. So if you have an incline that you're gonna put your light on or set it down, it might roll on you, just to let you know. These work, but they're not the best system. I just noticed I tried one of their I did a review on one of their smaller lights. It worked a little better, but this one's heavier, so when it rolls, it carries a little bit more momentum. And it does like to roll over these stops, but it will stop. It just letting you know that it could be better. But I know it's kind of, they did make an effort to make a groove here and just to keep it from rolling, which is nice. So this Gearlight, they have this knurling machined into it. It's real interesting. It's actually a really great feature because it's something that's always going to have grip when it gets wet or anything else. And up here where you're going to adjust the zoom, it has this really awesome grip up here. I like to hold it with my thumb and index finger, and as I'm using it, and just move it like that. It's really no need for like a two-handed thing. It's just adjust it like that. And if you're going to take the battery cap off and replace the batteries, it has some nice grip here too. Just a little added feature. If you guys want to put a lanyard, there's a little tiny hole here. We can run your lanyard through there. It actually comes with one, but I always end up taking those off. So if that's something that you like, you'll get one with this light if you do buy it. Now this is a pretty good sized light. It's probably a little bit bigger than one you'd want to keep in your pocket all the time. It would easily fit in your pocket, but it's not something you probably want to carry around. But just to compare it, I just reviewed this little light, and it's about double the size. So the benefit here is you're going to just have a lot more power. This is a great little light. It's also a Gearlight, but this one's going to have so much more power, and I'll show you guys here in a little bit how much brighter it is. Okay, so now I'm going to take the battery compartment off and to show you guys what kind of batteries it takes. It does have a nice O-ring inside, so it seals out some water. It's not submersible or anything, but if you take it out in the rain or get it splashed with water, it's not going to hurt it. So this one takes 4 AA's, so it's nice that it takes generic batteries, so you don't have to go out and buy a special battery for this. Now this battery compartment actually feels really well made. This little contact point is spring-loaded. It just feels pretty well made. I can't say how it'll stand up over a long period of time, but it feels great. Now to show you guys what you can expect from the brightness, I've got a couple different lights here. I've got this other Gearlight. It's smaller. It's a smaller light, and I'll show you guys how bright it is compared to that one. I've also got this little cheapo light. Now these, you see these all the time at gas stations and truck stops, stuff like that. Everybody's probably bought one of these and thrown it away within a day or two. So, but I just want to compare it to something and want you guys to kind of know what you're getting. So here's everything that comes in the box. It just has a warranty card, an instruction manual, and the light. There's no batteries that are included. It does take 4 AA batteries, just as a side note. And also I'd like to show you guys the warranty this Gearlight provides. It's really awesome. It's a hassle-free replacement with no return required. I mean, you really can't beat that. any company that offers that, that's just amazing. Now this light has a very simple instruction manual. It just has 3 different modes that I'll show you. It's just got a high, a medium, and a low. That's pretty simple. Now I know some people prefer to have just an on and off switch with their light, which that's kind of how I am too. I don't really need the strobe light in all the different modes, the slow and the medium and the high strobe light. That's great if that's something that you like, but a lot of times you just want an on-off switch for quick use. So here's this Gearlight S2000, completely zoomed out as far as it goes. Now I'll zoom it in so you guys can see how much it zooms in. It goes all the way down to where it shows the shape of the LED. Okay, now I'm going to test the other Gearlight, the small one, and I'm going to put it right next to it and we'll see how it compares. This one takes just 3 AAA, so it's not nearly as powerful, but you can just compare just a smaller light how it compares. So there's all the way zoomed in on the small LED light, and I'll zoom it out just a little bit. And it's really actually hard to see there. And this one is just so much brighter over here. And that's completely zoomed out and you almost can't see it at all, at least not on my camera. That's about as far as you can see it through the lens here. And I can zoom this one out and you can actually see this now a little bit better. But just for comparison, and now I'll show you it's a little cheap Ever Ready. And you can almost not see this one at all. Like I can turn off this one. There's the Ever Ready. You can almost barely see it. I'll go back to the S2000. It's just way brighter. So it takes 4 AA batteries, and it has a lot bigger LED. So it's just way brighter. Okay, so here's the S2000. I'm shining it on the floor this time. Just zooming in a little bit. Now I'm going to turn on the smaller light, the smaller LED light next to it. That's what you get with the small one. It looks a little bit better here, shining on the floor. It's a little bit brighter for comparison. It's not bad. Now here's the Ever Ready, the little throwaway light right here on the left. It's just barely there. If it was by itself, it would work, but it's just nothing in comparison to one of these bright LEDs. Now this Ever Ready is actually an LED light. It's just very dim. So it's just the comparison is just insane. Such a big difference. So I've got my light meter turned on, and this is the high setting. It's around 291, 292. It's just kind of moving around a little bit. It's not exactly perfect how we're going to measure with this light meter, but just for reference, so now it's going down to 287. Okay, so let's go down to the medium and see what that reads. So there's the medium setting, and it automatically dropped down to 167, 168, 168 again, 166. Okay, so now let's go to low, see what that says. Okay, there's the low setting. Automatically goes down to the high 80s, low 90s. So at least gives us a number to go by. This is measuring foot candles, but I just like having something to measure and just compare. So I'm going to go back up to high again. So we go from the low 90s up to 300. That's quite a bit of difference. Okay, here's the high setting. I'm just kind of zooming in and zooming out, just showing you guys what the high looks like. Okay, let's go to medium. So I think if I was using this, I would always have this on high. And let's go click let's click again and go down to low. There's the low, not too bad. Now we'll go back up. Now we'll go back up to high, see how that looks. Wow, the high's awesome. It's a huge difference. I think that's where I would like to use. It's just a really nice spotlight.